Hello and welcome to Louise White. The purpose of this video is to answer a few of the frequently asked questions that many of our new families have. If, after viewing the video, you still have questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to call the office and ask. Our goal is to make your child's transition to the school as smooth as possible. Our school day runs from 9 o'clock to 3:30, and that's for all students. We open our school doors at 8:45 for students to enter the building. Students should not be dropped off prior to 8:45 as there is no supervision prior to that time. During the school day, your child will participate in a special class taught by a specialist. Our special classes are art, music, and physical education. Each class is 55 minutes long and they run on a 3-day rotating schedule. Since it's kind of hard to keep track of that rotating schedule, it's best to make sure your child has a pair of gym shoes and an art shirt that can stay here at school so they're always prepared. If your child usually or always wears athletic shoes, there's no need to purchase a second pair. The ones that they're wearing are just fine. Now let's talk about lunch. Every day, students have 20 minutes of lunch followed by a 20-minute recess. Here you can see that schedule. Notice that each class is separate for lunch and recess. All second graders will eat together, and then when they go outside, first graders come into the lunchroom and eat together, and so on. If you'd like your child to get a lunch at school, you'll need to set up a lunch account through School Cafe. You can do that by going to our school website, clicking on the Parents tab, and then select Online Payments. That'll take you to to a spot where you can select School Cafe. Once you've done that, you'll need to create an account for yourself. All you need to do is enter Batavia Public Schools right down here at the bottom, and then it'll walk you through the process. You will need your child's ID number in order to complete the process, and that can be found in PowerSchool. All of our monthly menus for breakfast and for lunch can be found on the website in that parents section, as well as a lot of information about our school lunch program. So if you go to that, click on that menus site, you can see that's where you'll grab the elementary menu for lunch or for breakfast or for lunch. And under that Quest Dining Program link, you can find all of the information, full information about our school lunch program. If it's possible, we would recommend that you send a lunch with your child for the first couple of days of school as they get used to the process of coming into the lunchroom. Once we get through that, then we can teach them how to go through the lunch line and get their lunch. Communication between home and school is very important. Our school office is open from 8:30 to 4:30, so please feel free to give us a call at 630-937-8500 and during those times, and someone will be here to answer your questions. Our attendance line is open 24 hours, so if you need to call your child in sick, you can do so at any time at 630-937-8503. Just leave a message there and we'll make sure we get it in the morning. Important school information and events are sent home weekly on Fridays via email. These emails are sent through PowerSchool, so it uses the email address that you have entered into PowerSchool on your child's account. If you accidentally delete a message, all of those messages are stored in the news section of our school website, and I'll show you that in just a second. Our school website is lws.bps101.net. And if you go to that website, you'll notice the news section there on the right. If you click on that tab, all of our school messages are archived there. There's a new feature also this year. You can have any message translated into one of 125 different languages. All you need to do is Select language by clicking on that little box there, and it'll change the language of the message from English to one that's more comfortable for you to read. Now let's talk about the first day of school. Our building will open at 8:45 as usual, and at that time students can enter into the building through one of the designated doors. I will show you a map of what those are in just a second here. All students will go directly to their classroom once they arrive, and their teacher will meet them there. Please be aware there will be plenty of staff members in and around the school to help guide students if they need help. Here's that diagram I promised you. Now, our first, second, and third graders will enter the school right through the main entrance here. Kindergartners will enter through the kindergarten entrance, and fourth and fifth graders will walk around the building and enter through doors right here into the fourth and fifth grade pod. The last thing I want to talk about is pickup and drop off routines. As in any school, pickup and drop off line can be very crowded, especially on days where there's poor weather. So it's very important that you're fully present and aware during that time, as kids can be unpredictable. It's also best if your child is able to enter and exit from the driver's side of the vehicle, because that keeps them from interacting with possible traffic coming out on the passenger side of the vehicle. If your child is not able to get in or out of the car on their own, please choose a parking spot, meet them at the flagpole, and then you can walk them to the class, back to your car and get in that way, rather than um, being stuck in that car line. Here is a diagram of how that pickup and drop off works. First of all, be aware that we do not enter through the main entrance here. That entrance is for buses only, so that they can go right into the Circle Drive to pick up our bus students. You would pass that and enter into this parking lot right here, and you'll follow the line of traffic around the building this way. Once your car is pulled into this area here, your child can either get out of or get into the building, into the car. There are roughly 5 or 6 cars that'll fit in here, so please use that whole area so that we can keep the line moving. One thing to consider if you have older children, you can park in some different places and have them walk and thus avoid the rush in the car line. Many cars will park here along Prairie Street and meet their children there. Another option is to park in this parking lot by Prairie Latham Park, and there is a nice sidewalk that connects the school to the park. Many of the students will meet their parents there. Again, it helps to avoid the rush. Finally, I'd just like to share a little bit of information about our parent-teacher organization. First of all, everybody is a member of our parent-teacher organization just by being a member of our school. And the main goal of this organization is really fundraising with a focus on family fun and community building, rather than just having kids sell things or go door to door to raise money. We really try to focus our fundraising on those areas which bring our community closer together. Good way to link up with the PTO is to friend them on Facebook. I also send a lot of information about the PTO home in our weekly newsletters. I know I gave you a lot of information here, and I'm sure I didn't answer everybody's questions. So, as you have more questions, please either see me or anyone in the office when you come to visit the school, or give us a call, 630-937-8500. You can also shoot me an email directly at the email address there. I look forward to getting to know your child and getting to know you. And I welcome you to our school community.